Hello, my amazing artists. Today we are going to be working on our very own pumpkins. So much fun! We are going to make pumpkins with lots of different shapes, and we're going to get to use lots of different colors. So let's get started. First things first, we need to figure out, how am I going to hold my paper? Vertical or horizontal? Well, which way did Mrs. Bush hold her paper to make this pumpkin? If you said horizontal, you are correct. You hold a horizontal paper and it looks like it goes from side to side, left to right, across, kind of like as if you were looking at a TV. If you were holding it vertical, you would be holding it this way, up and down, almost like you would hold an iPad. So our horizontal paper is going to look just like this, and we're going to start our pumpkins now. What do you need? Well, you need a pencil and you need your crayons. So if you've got those, you are ready to go. If you would like to draw with a black crayon, you can definitely do that too. It helps the lines really stand out. So if we're ready, Mrs. Bush is going to draw with a marker, not this one and not this one, because guess what? These two died. I think this one kind of works. So I'm going to use a marker just so you can see what I'm drawing. So what we need to do first is we have to find the top of our paper. Okay, I'm going to find the top of my paper right in the middle, and I'm going to come down a little bit, about that far, big enough room so I can fit my stem there. I'm going to put the teeny tiniest little dot. It's so small you can barely see it, but want to make sure that I left enough room for my pumpkin stem on the top. Okay, so a teeny little dot there. Then I'm going to go straight down and find the very bottom of my paper, and I'm going to go up just a little bit and put another little dot right there. They're teeny tiny little dots, but they're going to help us mark where our pumpkin's going to go on our paper, because we really want our pumpkin to look big and fill up the whole paper. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make an oval. An oval is kind of like a circle, but it's squished, right? So my oval, is going to be this piece right here that I'm drawing first, and it's going to go from dot to dot. So are you ready? Okay. We're going to start here at this dot, and we're going to go down and up. There we go. See? I went down and I touched that bottom dot, and then I came back up. So now I have an oval. It touches the top dot and the bottom dot. Let's see your ovals. Oh, they look fantastic. Okay, on to the next part of our pumpkin. We need to start making our pumpkin get bigger and bigger. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start back up here at my top dot, and then I'm going to make a curve that comes out and around and goes all the way back down to the bottom dot. Are you ready? Okay, watch Mrs. Bush first. You're going to start up here and you're going to go, whoa, don't go too far, don't go too far. And then you're going to come all the way back down and come in, just like that. Go ahead, you try it. All right, we're gonna do our next one. We're gonna start at the top, and we're gonna go the other way, because our pumpkin's gonna keep growing, right? So we're gonna start at the top, and it's gonna go just like that. Oh, I can see it. It's starting. Almost looking like a pumpkin. I think we need another one. Ready? This one's gonna come out a little bit bigger. You ready? Here we go. It's gonna start back at the dot, and it's gonna go out, all the way out, back in, all the way back in. Here we go. And then same thing on the other side. Start at the dot and go all the way out and come back in and come back in. Ooh. Wow, I have a pumpkin. He's missing his, what? Stem. So to make the stem, I'm just gonna make a curved line on the top, then a curved line over here. Then we're gonna close it. I like to add 2 little lines on the inside just for a detail. Now, If you've ever seen a real pumpkin, they have all of these really curly, cute little stems that come off that the leaves grow on. Okay, all the leaves fell off of my pumpkin, but the little curly, cute stems are still there, the little pieces that come out of the top here. So it's gonna start right here and it's gonna go loop, 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 and go right off the paper. You ready? On the other side now. Start here, loop, 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 right off the paper. Now, can your little stems have leaves? Sure can. You can add leaves right now if you like. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add the line that shows where the ground is that my pumpkin is sitting on. Now, I don't want to draw my line straight underneath my pumpkin because then it's going to look like my pumpkin is floating on the ground. I want it to look like my pumpkin is setting on the ground. So I start making the ground up a little bit from the bottom. So what I do is I don't draw the line down here. I go up a little bit, not all the way up, about here, and I just draw a line that goes out. Go ahead and try that on the other side now. You're just gonna pretend it goes all the way through and then it just goes straight out like that. So when I color, this is gonna be my ground and then this is gonna be my sky. All right, so what did I do to decorate my pumpkin? What did I add? What shape is this? Very good, a triangle. How about this one? Circle, very good. How about this shape? Oh, I heard someone say rhombus, I think. Okay, I'll take rhombus or square because my shapes are not perfect and it is meant to be a rhombus or a square. How about this shape over here? A heart. Yes, I love that shape. And what about these shapes over here? They are rectangles and they kind of look like sprinkles or confetti. I really like the way rectangles look when you draw a bunch of them together. Okay, so now I'm going to let you pick whichever shapes you want to put into each section. You're going to pick one shape for each section and then you're going to repeat it. So that means that repeat means we're just going to keep doing it over and over again, right? Okay, so for my first section, I think I'll start with circles. So I'm gonna make, and don't make them too small because it'll be hard to color with your crayons. So when Mrs. Bush made this one, I thought, oh, I made these too small when I started coloring them in. They were very hard to color with my crayons. I didn't give up though, I kept going. But I can tell you what I learned is that it's a lot easier if you make your shapes bigger, okay? And then what shape should I put in here? Triangles. Who said triangles? Anybody? Okay. Need some bigger triangles. How about in here? I know what I want to put in here. It's a shape that reminds me of love. What shape reminds you of love? A heart. Very good. Reminds me of love too. I love hearts. Do you know how to draw a heart? If you don't, let me show you a little trick, okay? You can start, Mrs. Bush didn't make her hearts like this, but when I started learning how to make hearts, this is how I did them. Are you ready? Okay. I made a V like this. Can you make a V? Go ahead, make a V. All right, now I'm gonna start at the one end of the V and I'm gonna make two little humps like this. So I'm gonna go 1, 2, and have it connect on the other end. Go ahead and try it. Good job. And if you can know how to make hearts another way, go ahead and make your heart that way. There's another one. I'm gonna make a V, and then we're gonna make two little humps, almost like two little rainbows. Good job. All right, next shape. What should I put here? Did someone say a rhombus? All right, a rhombus kind of looks like a diamond, right? But it's called a rhombus. Say rhombus. Good job. You guys are so smart and so creative and so cool. I love your pumpkins. Yes, I know I didn't get to see them, but I can't wait to see them when they're done. All right, now we're going to make What shape should I make? What shape should I make? Who said rectangles? Did anybody say rectangles? That's what I'm making, rectangles. If you said rectangles. Well, you're right. That was the shape I was gonna pick. I made those too close together. They touched, but that's okay. The most important thing in art is that we have fun. Did anyone say fun? I hope so, because that is the most important thing. Okay, well, my shapes are ready to go. Now I just have to get my crayons, and some of you might have different colors in your crayon bags, and that's okay. We as artists can learn to work with what we have. So I just reached into a bag and I pulled out some crayons, and as long as I have orange, everything else is, I'm just gonna work with what I got. So I've got my orange, and the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna color all of the parts of the pumpkin orange, the whole thing except for the shapes. So I want you to color around the shapes, but I want you to make sure you color the whole pumpkin orange. Just try to color around the shapes, okay? Then when you go in and color your shapes, you can color them any color that you want, okay? I did blue and blue triangles. I did pink, well, it's called red violet. I did red violet circles. I did green rhombus shapes. I did purple hearts, and I did yellow rectangles. Can you make them rainbow colors? Sure can. Can you make them different colors than what you see here? Maybe you don't have all the colors that you see here. You probably do, but even if you don't, you can pick different colors. You can decide what your art looks like because it's your imagination and you make the rules. Okay, so I hope that you had fun making your pumpkin decorations and your pumpkin picture. You can make the bottom grass if you want. You can make the sky blue or black or pink or you can make a rainbow behind it if you want. You can do whatever you want. The most important thing that you need to do when you are doing your drawing is that you color the whole sheet. I want to make sure that you cover in all of the little white spots. I don't want to see any white spots. I want to see it colored from the top to the bottom, from the left to the right, the whole paper colored in, because that is good work. That means that we took our time and we really, really tried. And remember, you don't have to press too hard with your crayons. You can color light, and that way your hand doesn't get too tired. You can color light and the colors still look really, really beautiful. And if you want to go over it 2 times coloring it light, the color will get brighter. And you don't have to press hard to get those colors, okay? Make sure you sign your name on the back when you're done and you take your artwork with you. I'm so proud of you. Keep going. I can't wait to see what you create. And until next time.